So this is actually live. This is live. This is Miles. Miles doesn't know me yet, but Miles is.
Same album,
We're gonna be best friends
he
one
had
day.
this song which is super underrated. It's called "Can't Pretend," and it's probably my favorite ever Tom Odell song.
Literally love him.
Love him. Little talks. I'll get around to little talks for sure. If that's okay.
Good morning.
I'm gonna play a little bit of "Can't Pretend." I just need to remember how to play it. I think it's.
You'll always be my home, my heart. Hello, family. Hello, hello. It's such a joy to see you here. Hold on. I don't know what percentage of battery this is on, but.
I've got your news. Can you hear me? Let's see these comments. Hi, Mary. Okay, I ain't even gonna waste your time. I ain't even gonna hold you. Because your news, it was posted. It was posted. I don't know about you, but I did what I said I was going to do today. Okay? So, like, if you didn't do it, and you left me hanging, mira, a ver. Ooh, why did your news post like that? Hold on. So, I just realized that half of my news didn't post. I'm lucky having a middle part of a heart attack, but that's okay. I'm lucky having a middle part of a heart attack, but that's okay. Let's see which part didn't post, okay? So I'm gonna go over the beginning part. Yeah, literally half of mine. The earthquakes didn't post. Yeah, literally half of mine. The earthquakes didn't post. I can't even. You know what? It's a shit show. That's okay. Watch this. Save it till you make it. Okay. So for anybody and everybody that missed it, the U.S. to offer. God bless you. Bless you. Bless you. It was. I had 25 links. That's why it says part one. Usually when I put part one, that means that I'm about to put a part two. I guess that's self-explanatory, so I'm sorry. All right, so the U.S. to offer hundreds of thousands of Venezuelan migrants legal status and work permits following demands from strained cities. So put a yes or no in the comment section, and anybody from Texas, you can claim if this is true or false from Greg Abbott's side. Texas has declared a state of emergency a year ago. They are now declaring a state of invasion, which could possibly enact for Greg Abbott to use his executive order to use the National Guard to put Texas under a lockdown. Actually, this is pretty bad. And I think that's actually why. Hey, Cassie. Yeah, I'm sorry, fam. I'm not sure what happened with my news, but it only posted half of it. You had 25 links. I thought I was doing a good job, but anyways, but so yeah, if you were unaware of that 777, I wanted to make sure that you knew that Texas was heading into that or inching into that direction. Texas is a problematic state right now only because Texas isn't getting the resources that it needs. We're not talking about migrants at this point. There are Russian, Chinese and Iranian soldiers in Mexico. The people that they currently are legalizing citizenship and visas to from the Venezuelan area is from Venezuela. Not Mexico, not Costa Rica, not Honduras, not El Salvador. So these are not migrants. So we're having a bit of an issue and we need to pay attention to it expeditiously. Biden offers support for Ukraine, stresses global unity in the United Nations speech. Russia alone bears responsibility for this war, Biden says. Put a yes or no in the comment section if you are aware that Biden has given more aid to Ukraine. By more aid, he's just made more contracts to put that country further into debt and make sure that they currently are a puta. Sorry. Continuing on, because we are on a roll. In its decades-long fight against terrorism, the United States regularly criticizes countries such as Iran, Pakistan, and Saudi Arabia for exporting extremist ideologies and violence. Ironically, today the United States stands accused of doing the same. The spread of homegrown American conspiracy theories, beliefs in racial superiority, and anti-government extremism and other manifestations of hate and intolerance has become such a problem that some of the United States' closest allies, Australia, Canada, and the United Kingdom, have designated both American groups and citizens as foreign terrorists. I'm going to read that part again. Because when I said that you need to watch that the West doesn't go to war with the West, this was the part that I was talking about. AKA, the spread of homegrown American conspiracy theories, beliefs in racial superiority, anti-government extremism, and other manifestations of hate and intolerance has become such a problem that some of the United States' closest allies, Australia, Canada, and the United Kingdom, has designated both American groups and citizens as foreign terrorists. That's heavy, okay? That came from Foreign Affairs. The plane carrying 5 American citizens freed as part of the deal between the United States and Iran have now landed back home in the United States. I'm not even going to hold y'all. I don't actually give a damn about those American citizens. And the reason why I don't give a damn about the American citizen is because I'm concerned about Paul Whelan. And the reason why I'm concerned about Paul Whelan is because the American citizens that were exchanged, we have heard nothing about them, but the United States is trading people that are not of value. I'm not even going to hold you. They are not. Yes, everybody has value, but when we have our conversations and Congress is sitting at the table and saying, we don't negotiate with terrorists, okay, that's negotiating with terrorists. So either this is a situation of, these are Americans that you actually have intel on, or this is a situation of you were avoiding and invading a war. Because I couldn't see why this would even be taking place right now. Continuing on, ties between Ottawa and New Delhi. Two key strategic partners on security and trade have plunged to their lowest point in years after Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau this week said there were credible allegations of Indian involvement in the assassination of Sikh separatists. I'm going to learn that word today. Leader on its soil. So let me just break it up. There's a 45-year-old man that was assassinated in Canada. The man was on the wanted list of India's government. He was gunned down in the middle of the street in Ottawa, in Canada. This is not the first time India has had an assassination on another soil. And I would like to be very clear. That little motto is a Russian thing. Russia will boom bang. Oh, thank you. Apollo. Separatist. Nope. Separatist. That sounds like a dumb word. But I appreciate Apollo got my back. Because y'all know, I didn't go to school for vernacular. I went to school for politics. I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm just letting you know right now, Canada and India have been beefing and steaming for the last 7 months. Put a yes or no in the comment section if you remember me telling you there has been an uptick of violence against the Sikh, separatists. It's okay, I'm going to work on it. I love you. But on the Sikh individuals, Hindu individuals, but people that were just of kind of Indian background. They weren't trying to be very distinctive. Lana, you're doing too much. Too much. Okay, so the reason why I'm telling you that is because if that currently is a KGB situation taking place, hey Amanda, hey Janae, or any of those, I want you to know. Hardeep Singh Najir, a 45-year-old Canadian citizen, so he's Canadian, who had been wanted by India for years, was gunned down in June outside the temple he led in Surrey, not Ottawa, outside of Vancouver. So that was the guy, and India currently, we might go to war with India. I've never thought about it, but India was the country that the United States and the United Kingdom physically and verbally looked in the face and said, we don't give a damn about you. We don't give a damn about you so much. We are about to make this country into like 4 different areas so nobody misses a beat. If you think of Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, any of the countries that were previously affiliated with those... Lana, can you do your 3 a.m. lick some other time? Thanks. She cleans herself randomly, and it's the nastiest thing on God. It happens at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. But yeah, just keeping it going. So pay attention to that. Justin Trudeau is not conversing with people. I haven't seen Justin Trudeau meet with any leaders. Good morning, Shauna. I have not seen Justin Trudeau meet with any leaders. Justin Trudeau is really on the DL, so Canada might be going rogue. I'm not even going to cap. He's going rogue against his own people, so Canada might legitimately be going rogue. Just saying. India asks citizens to be careful if traveling to Canada as rift widens over Sikh leader's death. Ottawa, Canada is imposing additional sanctions against members of Haiti's economic elite in response to acts of corruption that are fueling the country's humanitarian and security crisis. Canada's foreign ministry said on Thursday. I need everybody to ask themselves, why the hell does Canada have so much interest in Haiti? Remember, the United States we don't lead missions by ourselves, and if we do, you would never hear about the missions. Because other people report them within their damn history. So they snitch. So some of the things that are supposed to be classified are unclassified because certain countries that unclassified them before us made us classify them. Unclassified. So yeah, just pay attention to that. The sanctions target businessmen Marc-Antoine Arca, Carl Braun, and Jean-Marie Vorbe, the ministry said in a statement. A dozen school districts across the state reported threats made to their schools Tuesday, according to the Alaska Department of Education and Early Development, DEED, prompting evacuations and school closures. The situation has been reported to local police departments in the affected school districts, as well as the Alaska State Troopers, the Alaska FBI, and the Alaska Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Management. The department wrote in a statement, school districts are following their emergency response plans, working with their local authorities and communicating with their schools and parents. Put a yes or no in the comment section if you've heard on the news anything about Alaska schools being shut down, over 13 of them, due to just a mix of threats. Because they haven't been as consistent as the ones in Maine. Remember when Maine was having all those bomb threats? Like nonstop, like for an entire week. Like kids were being called home from school. It was nonstop. I think it's interesting they're not telling what kind of threats are being reported because Alaska is like a very interesting area. It's randomly taking place in Alaska. School threats have become commonplace in the United States. How LSUPD is doing their part to keep the schools safe. So we're just currently going over some statistics. I literally clicked on the news and then clicked out of the news. The White House told the U.S. ambassador to Japan to stop taunting China on social media. Ron Emanuel has mocked Chinese President Xi Jinping, speculating about the recent disappearance of a top official. We're getting a little, out of hand. Governor Greg Abbott doubles down on declaring invasion at Texas-Mexico border. Governor Abbott tweeted, "I officially declared an invasion at our border because of Biden's policies." Strong, severe storms possible Thursday afternoon, evening, Texas. That's for you. Syrian President Bashar Assad is in China on his first visit since the beginning of a war in Syria. So I'm actually going to pull up what I just found. So that was the end of your news. But I took a picture. I put it in Discord. So let me actually open it. Because that's how you know I had more news. The hell? So there were 5 earthquakes that took place in the last 2 days. Does anybody see where those 5 earthquakes took place? In the pictures that I uploaded on your Discord from the usgs.gov, there was a 6.0, a 5.8, a 5.7, and a 5.4, and then a 5.2. You can even go down to the 5.0. The 6.0 was in the Central East Pacific Rise. The 5.8 was in the Prince Edward Islands, which are beneath South Africa. The 5.7 was in the East Pacific Rise. Okay, so still staying consistent, and it's growing. It's not going down. The 5.4 was in Alaska. 5.2 in the Pacific Rise. Again, okay, so these are September 20, September 20, September 20, 10:45, 11:03, and then 10:45. So 2 of those earthquakes are 30 seconds within each other, and it actually grew. The Central East Pacific earthquake is a 5.2 that grew above the 6.0. And the Central East Pacific Rise is outside of Costa Rica to Venezuela. So if you saw where Costa Rica was in the Central Americas and you went down to Venezuela, it's like a 360 radius. If you just think of the 360 ring camera or any ring camera, they measure that from that area. And so that area outside of it, which can cause a tsunami, so like when you go to Costa Rica, anywhere you go, you can see that there are tsunami routes. As soon as you get out of the airport, there are tsunami routes that you run uphill. You run up the mountains. Nico! This man is snoring like a grown-ass man. I can't do nothing. And then there was a 5.0 in Guam, a 5.4 in Alaska. Is anybody seeing that this is taking place in the Pacific? The Pacific Ocean is where most of our military actions take place. If anybody is practicing war games and they want to practice war games in areas that people are not targeted and people are not heavily populated, i.e. outside of the 7 continents, it would be the Pacific area, the Pacific Rise, the Ring of Fire on the Pacific Ocean. The whole Ring of Fire from the top to the bottom is on fire. The earthquakes are growing. There was a 4.5 magnitude earthquake in California outside of San Jose. Did everybody see that? See, this is what I mean. Like, I didn't post half of my news and now I'm sad. Tartar sauce. Can y'all see me? Hold on, I'm about to see if it saved it the way that I need to. Because that's wild. Put a 1 in the comment section if you got part 1 of your news. I gotta kind of see what happened here. This man is snoring up the wazoo. So we might have to go for a round 2 today because it eliminated half of your news, and I'm now kind of bummed. So what I might actually end up doing is getting off and then logging back on and then coming back with the other half of the news, if that's okay. Sounds like some serious flooding is coming. Facts, fam. Facts. Facts. There's no lies detected in that statement, Tam. Is everyone okay with that? Because I did half of my assignment. Can't keep giving you guys advice and not following through mines. I got to do a round 2. Yeah, Serena. Is everybody okay if I push the rest of the news real quick? It got deleted real fast. I had like a whole speech and it just threw me off. Okay, just give me like 5 minutes and I'll be right back. All right, I'll be right back.